we're going to take a look at a bunch of variations of core exercises that find their base in the push-up hold. Now, the push-up hold is actually a core exercise that's a little bit more manageable than the front plank, but it's a position from which we can do some exercises that are pretty challenging. I would say more challenging than what we get from the front plank. So the push-up hold, just as a quick review, sets up similar to the front plank, except for we're going to have extended arms. So I'm going to have a straight body from head to heels. I'm going to pull my toes in towards my shins, digging the balls of my feet in the ground, locking my knees, squeezing my glutes, and pressing straight into the floor, my hands right under my shoulders. Keeping my neck straight, and I'm going to think about pulling those ribs in towards my hips. So this is the foundation of a lot of exercises that we're going to go through. So, push-up hold, great option. Front plank maybe is a little bit too tough. You can start with this. It moves some of the weight down to our feet and away from our upper body. But now we're going to add some challenges. The first one is going to be the mountain climber. And this is actually going to be a slow climber. So, we're going to set up here in that push-up hold. And from this position, we're going to slowly lift one foot off the ground, bring the knee in as close to our elbow as we can, and bring it back. Squeeze it tight. Other side, keep it squeezed tight. Keep it squeezed tight. Now, where I'm looking, I'm going to look just past my hands towards the ground, keeping my neck pretty straight. And I just keep going through here. Nice and slow. Now, what you're going to notice is that as soon as that one foot comes off the ground, your hips are going to want to twist. So, if I wasn't engaging my core and I lifted this off, my body would twist. And that's what I'm trying to fight now. Remember, our core's job is to eliminate unwanted movement. And so we're going to try to stay solid through here as we lift that foot off of the ground. And that's why these slow mountain climbers for our core are a lot more challenging than speed climbers where we let our hips move. So as you get more comfortable, you can do them a little bit faster. But what you want to watch out for is that those hips aren't moving. So that's the mountain climbers. Now, the next variation we can do is plank jacks. So we set up, again, nice and solid, and we do our plank jacks. So now we are going to move a little bit faster, although I'll show you a slower variation as well. We're going to move a little bit faster, but again, watch that I'm not moving my hips unnecessarily. Hopefully you were seeing that my hips weren't moving up and down, but staying steady and level the whole time. But there is a challenge. As soon as my feet leave the ground, which they do as they hop out, I lose that base of support and my hips are going to want to drop. Or they're going to want to come up to try to compensate. So you're going to stay solid throughout that. Now if that's a little bit too tough, which it's a pretty tough exercise to do, you could do 1 foot at a time. Step out, in, out, in, out, in. And then you can build up to that quick jack. All right, so we've got our push-up hold, mountain climber, and our plank jack, both that are fighting rotation of the hips. The next exercise that we're going to look at also challenges the rotation, but this time instead of it being challenged because we're losing some of our base of support at our feet, we're going to lose some of the base of support at our hands, which is going to increase that challenge a little bit more. So we're going to start with a shoulder touch. So from this solid position, your feet might be a little bit wider in this case. Shoulder touches with your feet together are nearly impossible, although I welcome you to try and take on the challenge. But your feet are going to be a bit wider. You're going to squeeze everything and touch opposite shoulders. And now I'm fighting not to let my hips twist or let my hips go up and down. Each time, touch, touch. The slower I do it, the more challenging it is. Now, if that's too hard for you, what you can do is just do hand touches. So all you're going to do, I'll do it from this angle. I set up, and instead of touching shoulders, you're going to move that hand in and out. In and out. Okay? It makes for less time of your hand being away from the ground, but still, you lose that base of support for a moment. And you can see my body was moving a bit from side to side, but it was staying solid throughout, and there was no twisting. All right? Now to make it tougher, what we can do is extend the amount of time that each hand goes off of the ground, or stays off the ground. So that brings us to plank reaches. Squeeze, reach, down. Reach, down. So, push up, hold. Working on those hips not rising or falling, staying tight. Mountain climbers, plank jacks, plank reaches or shoulder touches or taps. Working on avoiding or eliminating that rotation. So that's level 2 of your core progressions. Try it out.